Hi guys, welcome to FDM Transtastic. This week we are talking about how to get on hormones where you live. Now I live in Stockholm, Sweden, but getting on hormones in Sweden is pretty much the same process wherever in Sweden you live, just obviously in different places. So what you need to get hormones is you need a diagnosis as transsexual, or a diagnosis, I think it's called something with gender dysphoria if you're non-binary. And where you need to go to get that diagnosis is you need to go to a gender identity clinic. There are a few of those around the country, not that many, but a fair amount. So you can go to the gender identity clinic that is closest to where you live, or you can go to one that's further away. Some clinics are known for being better than others. I know the one in Stockholm is known for being pretty good, so I see a lot of people from other places in the country wanting to come to Stockholm. So what you need to do to get in is you need to get a referral to the gender identity clinic that you want to go to. And so you can either go to a GP, like your closest healthcare center, or you can go to a psychologist, which is what I did, or if you find that you don't find anyone who's willing to write you your referral, maybe you live in a very conservative area, I don't know, where no one takes you seriously because of how you identify, which obviously is dehumanizing and sucks, but for whatever reason, if you cannot find anyone to write you your referral or write you a referral to the specific clinic that you want to go to, you can actually write your own referral. You write a letter and you send it to the clinic, and then you'll see if they accept your referral. But the safest bet is obviously, I think, to go through a more official source like a GP or a psychologist. So you'll probably need to tell them about how you realized you were trans, tell them about your life, your childhood, whatever. Like the person I talked to, he was like, I've never sent a referral like this before, but I don't know, tell me a little bit about how you feel and I'll send the referral. So you get the referral sent to the gender identity clinic, and then when they have gotten your referral and accepted it, they send you a letter. I think they do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they sent me a letter telling you that you're in the queue system now, and then after a while you get to start having appointments with different people, like a doctor, a psychologist, different types of people, and you have those meetings. I had about one a month. If you're unsure about how you identify, you can still go there and you can sort of talk about your feelings and process it, talk about dysphoria and stuff like that. But I was very sure about what I wanted. So for me, I felt like I was basically saying the same thing in every single meeting, and it was very frustrating to be like, this is how I was as a child, this is how I feel now, this is how I realized I was trans, this is what I want to do, this is the dysphoria that I have, it's horrible. And I just felt that I was getting nowhere. Even though I was obviously having different meetings and I was getting further along, it was very frustrating. But so I got my referral to the gender identity clinic in March of 2015, and I got my diagnosis at the end of January 2016, and I got my time with an endocrinologist and my first T-shot on March 14th. So it took me almost exactly a year from when I got the referral to the gender identity clinic. So not when I went there the first time, but when I got the referral, to when I got my first T-shot. It differs for different people, it differs depending on how sure you are, it differs depending on where you are and how they accept you, but I think around a year is the general time that you should expect to wait, at least with how the system is now. Although I have heard that at least in Stockholm, they're trying to make the process quicker, I guess because they're noticing that people need help faster than they're getting it. So I don't know if that's going to involve less meetings or just more meetings in a shorter amount of time, but I've heard from someone who's been there recently that they're sort of trying to make the process quicker, which is a really good thing. Anyway, when you had all these meetings, they give you a diagnosis, I mean, hopefully, as transsexual or as something like gender dysphoria, whatever, if you're non-binary, I think. And then you get a referral to an endocrinologist, and obviously to a surgeon. They start with top surgery, or to save your, so that you can have biological children in the future if that's what you want to do. And then you get a time at the endocrinologist, you go there, you talk about the effects of hormones, you talk about the different types of hormones, like with testosterone there's injections and there's gel. You tell them what type of tea you want, and then you go to the pharmacy, you get your prescription, you go to the pharmacy, you get it, and then you go to a nurse and you get your injection if that's what you've chosen, or you just rub the gel over your body, and there you are. I hope that didn't sound too complicated. I wanted to try to explain this kind of briefly and kind of quickly. I do want to add though, because we're on the subject of hormones in Sweden, it is fairly common for people to use illegal hormones that they have bought because the system can be so slow and it can take so long before you get your legal hormones and before you get to talk to an endocrinologist. So obviously illegal hormones is not something that I recommend because you, like, realistically, you probably don't know what's in them, and you need to be able to check your blood levels and know how to manage your levels so that you're not, you know, hurting yourself. But I also don't want people to die, and I know that the reason people take illegal hormones is because they do it in order to survive, in order to cope with their lives, and would never put the blame on anyone taking illegal hormones. I would put the blame on the healthcare system that's not getting people the help that they need, the vital help that they need, and the only help that they can get is illegal hormones. I see it so much with people on social media and even people that I know that have taken illegal hormones just, you know, to survive. It's because the process can be so very slow. But I still think it's good that we at least have a system in Sweden where we can get some level of support and help. And I mean, I didn't have to pay anything for my surgery, which is great because that's how our healthcare system works. I don't know, we have a system and it could be really good, but it needs a lot of improvement first. But it's a start, at least. It's a start, and I think that it can get a lot better in the future. That's how to get on hormones in Sweden. If you have any questions, if there was anything that I didn't explain well enough, write a comment, and if you're from Sweden and you want me to explain this better in Swedish, write a comment in Swedish. I'm no expert, so don't expect me to know anything or be 100% sure about anything. Don't take my word as some kind of law. I'm just speaking from my own experiences and from the experiences that I've heard from other people. And I'll see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.